Alright, I thought I'd give you a good look at the apple here. It honestly did not go in that deep. I would say at best halfway through the card long ways. It's hard to get out with one hand. You can kind of see just from where the card is damp along here how deep it went in. And you can honestly barely tell on the apple. Like there's a thin just layer of moisture where it came in at, but other than that you can't really tell. Blood donor card. Alright, there you have it. Alright, in case you're wondering, I cut the stem off of the apple. The knife I used is a Cold Steel Ty-Lite, the smaller version. I love this knife. And that's the thing you got to keep in mind. If you're going to be willing to throw a weapon in combat, you need to be able to get to your primary, whatever it is, with your left hand. It's usually easier to throw with your dominant arm and melee with your left hand than it is to throw with your left arm and melee with your right. But each his own. First off, I want to welcome all of my new subscribers. For those of you who don't know, I did a collaboration with Zombie Go Boom, and we did a bunch of really cool tests. Check out the description below. Zombie Go Boom is basically, it's a YouTube channel. It's kind of like a cross between The Walking Dead and Mythbusters. So they have a lot of like zombie flesh analogs, and they test a lot of weaponry out. Warning, the show's a little bit graphic, so if you're squeamish, don't click on the links below. But do give them a subscription and like them, and tell them that I sent you. So I'm going to be showing you some playing cards today. Basically, I thought I'd address the issue of, okay, can a playing card be a legitimate weapon? Right off the bat, I'm going to say you cannot kill anyone with a playing card. I'm going out on a limb saying this. It just isn't going to happen. Even if you were to hit them in like the blood vessel, say the carotid, with enough force and enough fling to actually break the skin, it's nothing that slapping a hand over is going to fix, okay? You're just not going to be able to get all the way through the blood vessel enough to cause the damage. It's just not going to happen. The next argument is, okay, well, you could use it as a diversion. Yes, you could use it as a diversion, but I could use anything as a diversion. I could use a hot mug of coffee, my keys, dirty underwear, anything, just to make them go, what in the world, what was just thrown at me, and get them in a mentality of confusion while you draw your gun. So I'll give you an example of that, because that's usually what people like to see. And also show you a basic technique for throwing playing cards. I've covered this in the past before, but I thought I'd cover it again. The way I throw playing cards, and the way most people do, is it's all on wrist flick. Okay? Before you throw this card, and before it becomes an aerodynamic object that you can aim accurately, you're going to have to put the flick on it. Okay? So what I do is I grip the card on the corner like this, and then I curl it in like that. And before I start my throw, I always cock my wrist back. Okay, I mean, if you want to, you can kind of cock it back at the last second. I usually just like to have the mentality of, okay, this is cocked, ready to go, throughout my whole motion. So once it's cocked, I can rear back in whatever throwing position I want to. If I want to do an overhand throw, okay, I can do that. I can also do a backhand, okay, sort of underhand throw, and even come back over the top, and I'm still going to get that good amount of spin. As far as your most powerful throw, that's always going to be your overhand throw. So I rear back, okay, and then when I get to about right here, my wrist is cocked back, I'm coming forward with power, and all of the energy is coming out of my wrist. You don't want to put a lot of stress on your elbow when you do this, okay, because I've done that, and it feels like you're hyperextending your elbow, and it's just kind of dangerous. So, safety-wise, try to keep all the wrist, or all the action onto your wrist as opposed to the rest of your arm. Because even if you don't put a lot of effort with your arm, you can still make a pretty good throw just from the wrist. That's all I really have as far as in the way of throwing playing cards goes. As far as accuracy, just try to keep your release at the same exact point every time so you get more consistent, and then you can kind of just use Kentucky windage effects to aim high, aim low, to get that card to fly in where you'd like it to. That's all I really have. Be sure to check out what I did with Zombie Go Boom in the description or in this link right here, and thanks for watching.